Misfits 14 predictions. I don't know if you can see on camera, but I punched myself in the face the other night while sleeping, and my eye is puffy. So ignore that, please, if it's noticeable. We got ourselves a pretty interesting card. Some fights I'm looking forward to. We're going to get right into it. I'm going to try to keep this one short. Last two Misfits events, I've gotten every prediction right when choosing the winner. Let's see if we can make it 3 events in a row. Up first, we got Argentinian King versus Puli Arif. And man, I feel bad for this Argentinian King guy. Going into this, I did not know too much about the guy, but I do know now that he has had, I think, 4 opponents pull out of this fight for the Misfits lightweight tournament. The latest opponent, Puli Arif, coming in on 3 days notice, which is gonna be a factor. Argentinian King coming off of a full camp. He looks sharp from the clips I have seen. I know he has experience. Puli Arif, he lost to Dean the Great. More importantly, he lost to Small Spartan J. I find that more interesting. From what I've seen from Argentinian King, he is going to put it on him. He looks like the sharper fighter, and I think Puli is going to come into this a little bit out of shape, a little bit unprepared. I'm going with Argentinian King by a decision. That's just what I see right now, just because I don't know enough about the guy. I haven't seen enough, so I think that's my safest bet. Next fight, we actually have the Misfits heavyweight title up next with Tempo Arts versus Ben Knights. And I saw a couple clips of these guys going around on the Misfits Twitter, and for a bit I thought they were the same person. I think if you're gonna beat Tempo Arts, especially at the heavyweight division, it's gonna be through a guy who is taller with a longer reach. I think that's what Tempo Arts struggles with, and I think that's how you beat him. Ben Knights is not the guy for that, in my opinion. He's built pretty much exactly like him, and I don't think he can beat him at Tempo Arts' own game. I think they're both going to go in there throwing heavy shots. Tempo Arts has been recovering from an injury for a while. I think he should look better than he did in his last fight. Like I said, they look similar, but when you really look at it, I think Tempo Arts is sharper, and there's a lot more power coming from his shots. I'm going with Tempo Arts by a 2nd round finish. Up next is an easy one. It's King Kenny versus Adam Brooks. I'm excited to see King Kenny back in the ring. Maybe not so much against this opponent. Adam Brooks, I believe, is 43 years old. And because of that, I think he's going to be very slow, and I think King Kenny can pretty much do whatever he wants in there. I don't think Adam Brooks is going to be able to land anything significant. I don't think he's going to find him. I think King Kenny really could just jab his way to a victory, stay on the outside, make this an easy win. I hope that's not what he does. I do think he's skilled enough to get the finish, but I don't know if he's going to go for it. I'm hoping he does because of how much of a mismatch this is in my eyes. So I'm going to go with King Kenny by a 3rd round stoppage. I think the 1st round he's going to start to realize how much of an advantage he is at, how easy this is, and how he can do whatever he wants. 2nd round he's going to start to put it on him, and 3rd round he's going to find the finish. Nothing against Adam Brooks. I think he's just a little out of his element here. Up next, which is after the King Kenny fight, and I find that interesting, we have Mist versus Ryan Taylor. A fight that is closer to the main event, but I think it's going to be one of the uglier fights on the card. Mist, this is his debut fight on Misfits. I've seen just a little bit of clips. I watched his portion of the open workout, and it's not looking great. I think there's a little bit of potential for the power there, but you can definitely tell he is new, and this fight is going to get ugly quick. He might try to go out there, throw a couple jabs, and then I think he's going to lose all his composure and just go wild in there. Ryan Taylor, not a guy who is known for his technical ability at all, but he is more experienced, and we know he has a crazy chin. He survived against Slim and ate some nasty shots, and we've seen Slim's power. I'm hoping to see some progression from Ryan Taylor. That would be nice, but even if we don't, I still think he's going to win this fight just because of the experience in the ring and the chin. I think Mist is going to gas out as well because of how new he is. Because of that, I think Ryan Taylor will have more success. I don't think it's going to look pretty from either guy, but I'm going with Ryan Taylor by a decision. And then we have our co-main event, one that I'm really looking forward to. We got the pound for pound number 1 and 2 fighters in the women's division. We got Julie Polka versus Barbie. RIP the Kingpin tournament. This fight was going to be the finals for that YouTube boxing tournament if you were watching. Event went bankrupt. This fight never happened, and now we're finally getting it on Misfits. We've seen both in the ring before. Very impressive performances. Barbie is very tall. She's going to have a significant reach advantage and probably the weight advantage as well. I think Julie is going to struggle with that. I think both girls are going to land big shots. I think Barbie's going to try to keep her at a distance and will have some success with it, but I think Julie's going to manage to get on the inside and land some nasty shots. But I also think Barbie is going to land. I think they're both going to land a lot in this fight. And I know Barbie has a lot of power. I think the most power in all of women's influencer boxing, but I don't think she's going to land clean enough to put her away. I think this is a 5-round fight, and I think we're going to see a decision. I think it's going to be a close fight, but when it goes round to round, I think Barbie is going to get more rounds at the end of the day. I'm going with Barbie by a decision, just because pretty much that weight advantage and the reach advantage. I think her power is going to be there, and I think the jab's going to be there to really secure that decision. And then in our main event, we have Salt Poppy versus Amadeus Ferrari. Not sure I said his name right, but hopefully I did. This Amadeus guy is honestly carrying the promotion for this card. I've seen the most clips of him, and I didn't even know who he was before this card. I know he actually has a big following from Poland, and he seems to be translating that audience over, and that's definitely a good thing for Misfits. He keeps going at Salt Poppy for being a boring fighter, not promoting, not being interesting, and the guy is just in his face constantly, and I like seeing it. I like how much he's pushing this fight, trying to get some emotion out of Salt Poppy. From the clips I've seen of him fighting in the past, I think he's going to go out there swinging. I think he's going to be a little bit reckless, and I don't think that's great when you're going up against Salt Poppy. I think the counters are going to be there for Salt Poppy, and I think he's going to find the chin. I think Salt Poppy's going to let him do his thing in round 1. Focus on his defense. I think he's going to come back in the second round and start finding some shots of his own. I think those counters are going to be there. I think that's what Salt Poppy is going to be looking for, and I think it's going to work. I'm hoping we see a finish. I could see a Salt Poppy decision here, but I also think Amadeus could take the first round, maybe the second round, but I don't know if his defense is good enough to survive the whole fight with Salt Poppy. I want the finish, so I'm going to predict a finish. I'm going to go Salt Poppy by a 4th round knockout. I'm hoping to see it. It'll definitely be tough if Salt Poppy catches another L here. I'm hoping both him and King Kenny get the victories, and then maybe that's a fight they could build up for the future. That would definitely be cool to see. What do you guys think? Which fight did I get wrong here? Which fight are you guys looking forward to the most? Let me know. Subscribe for more boxing content and updates. The support is much appreciated. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.